We told our son to move on after his brother slept with his fiancée. Now he's cut us off, refuses to speak to us, and I'm terrified that we lost him forever trying to protect his brother. I'm sitting in my living room at 11 p.m. on a Thursday, staring at my phone. David's number is blocked. Has been for 4 years. I know because I've tried calling. Hundreds of times. Every call goes straight to a generic voicemail. Every text bounces back undelivered. My son erased me from his life 4 years ago. Changed his number? Moved across the country. Disappeared completely. And I'm the reason why. My name is Susan Morrison. I'm 62 years old. I have 2 sons. Marcus, 30. David, 33. 4 years ago, I made the worst decision of my life. I chose one son over the other. I told David to move on after his brother Marcus slept with his fiancée Emily for 6 months. I called a family intervention where we told David he was being dramatic. That he needed to forgive Marcus. That family was more important than holding grudges. David walked out that night. We haven't heard from him since. Not a call. Not a text. Not an email. Nothing. 4 years of complete silence. I thought he'd come back. Thought he'd cooled down and realize we were still his family. Thought time would heal everything. I was wrong. Marcus is getting married next month. To Emily. The woman David was supposed to marry. They're having the wedding at the same venue David had booked. Using the same invitations. Living the life David should have had. And David is gone. Completely. Permanently. Because I told him to move on. Let me tell you how I destroyed my relationship with my oldest son. How I chose wrong. How I prioritized the wrong child. How I lost David forever trying to protect Marcus. This isn't a story about how I was right. It's a confession about how I was wrong. About how a mother can love both her children but still fail one of them completely. Marcus has always needed more help. More support. More chances. From the time he was 5 years old, Marcus was the one who struggled. School was hard. Making friends was hard. Following rules was hard. Everything that came naturally to David required twice the effort from Marcus. David was the easy child. Good grades without trying. Scholarship to college. Steady job after graduation. Responsible. Independent. Never asked for help. Marcus needed constant intervention. Failed classes. Got fired from jobs. Made bad decisions. But he always seemed sorry. Always promised to do better. Always needed just one more chance. And we gave it to him. Robert and I every time. Because that's what parents do. You help your children. You support them. You give them chances to succeed. David never needed those chances. So we focused on Marcus. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's how we justified it. David never complained. Never said it wasn't fair. Just succeeded quietly while we poured our energy into Marcus. I thought that meant David understood. That he knew we loved him. That he didn't need the same attention because he was doing fine. I was wrong about that too. 4 years ago, David was 29. Engaged to Emily. Planning a wedding for August. Everything was set. He was happy. Settled. Building the life we'd always wanted for him. Marcus was 26. Living with us. No job. No girlfriend. No prospects. Just living in his childhood bedroom. Playing video games. Going out with friends on money we gave him. I worried about Marcus. Constantly. He was 26 with no direction. No ambition. No future. David had his life together at 23. Marcus was 3 years older and had nothing. Emily was around a lot. She and David would come to Sunday dinners. Family tradition. Marcus would joke with her. Make her laugh. They seemed to get along. I thought it was nice. Thought Marcus was being friendly. Being a good brother. I didn't see what was actually happening. 6 months before the wedding, David went on a work trip. 3 days. Marcus was home. Emily stopped by to drop off something for the wedding. Some detail I can't even remember now. She stayed. Talked with Marcus. One thing led to another. That's how Marcus explained it later. One thing led to another. Like it was inevitable. Like neither of them had control. They slept together that afternoon. In our house. In Marcus's childhood bedroom. While David was at a conference planning his future. And they kept doing it. For 6 months. Every time David traveled. Every time Emily could get away. 6 months of betrayal. I didn't know. Robert didn't know. David didn't know. Until he found out. He came home early from a trip. Went to his apartment. Found Marcus and Emily together. In his bed. In his home. He didn't call us right away. Didn't tell us what happened. Just disappeared for a few days. We couldn't reach him. Worried something was wrong. Day 4, Marcus told us. Crying. Devastated. Terrified. Mom. Dad. I need to tell you something. Emily and I have been seeing each other. David found out. He won't talk to me. Seeing each other? I repeated. Not understanding. What do you mean seeing each other? We've been together. For a few months. We didn't mean for it to happen. It just did. And now David knows and he's furious and I don't know what to do. Robert stood up. You slept with your brother's fiancée? I didn't mean to. It just happened. We have feelings for each other. Real feelings. For how long? I asked. Voice shaking. 6 months. 6 months. Half of David's engagement. While he planned the wedding. While he trusted his brother. While he trusted Emily. Where's David? Robert asked. I don't know. He won't answer my calls. He won't talk to me. Robert grabbed his keys. I'm going to find him. We found him at his friend Kyle's house. Kyle wouldn't let us in at first. Said David didn't want to see us. We're his parents, I said. We need to talk to him. Kyle let us in. Reluctantly. David was sitting on the couch. Face empty. Eyes dead. Like someone had hollowed him out. David, I said. Sitting next to him. Marcus told us what happened. I'm so sorry. Are you? His voice was flat. Emotionless. Of course we are. This is terrible. But we need to figure out what to do next. There's nothing to figure out. Marcus destroyed my engagement. I'm done with him. Done with Emily. Moving on. You can't be done with Marcus. He's your brother. Not anymore. Robert sat on David's other side. I know you're hurt. You have every right to be hurt. But Marcus is devastated. He's your brother. He made a terrible mistake. 6 months isn't a mistake. 6 months is a choice. Multiple choices. Every single day for 6 months. He said they have real feelings for each other, I said. Not sure why I said it. Trying to make sense of something senseless. David looked at me. So that makes it okay? They have feelings, so betraying me is justified? No. That's not what I meant. Marcus seems genuinely sorry. Good for Marcus. We talked for an hour. Trying to reach him. Trying to help him see that family was more important than this. That Marcus didn't mean to hurt him. That these things happen. Everything we said made it worse. Made David pull further away. We left. David stayed at Kyle's. Over the next 2 weeks, we tried everything. Called David constantly. Texted. Showed up at his apartment. At his work. Trying to get him to talk to Marcus. To work through this. He refused. All of it. Marcus was falling apart. Crying every day. Begging us to fix it. Begging us to make David understand. I love her, Marcus said. I love Emily. And she loves me. David wasn't right for her. We're right for each other. You can't say that to David, Robert said. Why not? It's true. He'll understand eventually. He'll see that this was meant to be. He wouldn't see. Because it wasn't meant to be. It was betrayal. Pure and simple. But Marcus couldn't see that. Couldn't see what he'd done. Couldn't see that taking his brother's fiancée wasn't destiny. It was cruelty. And I couldn't see it either. Not clearly. Because all I could see was Marcus falling apart. Marcus needing help. Marcus needing us to fix this for him. Week 3, I called a family meeting. Told David we needed to talk as a family. All of us together. He said no. Said there was nothing to talk about. I should have listened. Should have respected that. Should have given him space. Instead, I went to his apartment. Brought everyone. Robert. Marcus. Emily. My sister. My mother. Robert's brother. A family intervention. For David. The victim. I thought if he saw us all together. Saw that we all loved him. He'd understand that forgiveness was possible. That family was worth more than anger. We sat in his living room. He stood by the door. Looking at us like we were strangers. I spoke first. David. We're here because we love you. Because we're worried about you. You've cut off Marcus. You won't talk to any of us. You're holding on to anger that's going to destroy you. I'm holding on to anger? Marcus destroyed my engagement. Nobody's saying you shouldn't be hurt, Robert said. But you need to process this. Move on. Marcus is your brother. He'll always be your brother. No. He won't. You don't mean that, my mother said. Family forgives. That's what family does. Emily and Marcus are in love, my sister added. Real love. They didn't mean to hurt you. But they can't help how they feel. I watched David's face as everyone spoke. Watched him realize we'd all taken Marcus's side. All of us. David, I said gently. I know this is hard. I know you're hurt. But you have to move on. You have to forgive Marcus. He's your brother. Family is more important than holding grudges. Move on, David repeated. Voice hollow. Yes. Move on. Marcus made a mistake. But it's time to forgive him. To let this go. To be a family again. You want me to move on. From my brother sleeping with my fiancée for 6 months. You want me to forgive him. So everyone can be comfortable. That's not what this is about, Robert said. Then what is it about? It's about not letting one mistake destroy this family. One mistake. You keep saying that. Like it was one time. One accident. It was 6 months. Deliberate. Continuous. While I planned a wedding. While I trusted both of them. We understand that, I said. But holding on to anger isn't helping anyone. Marcus is devastated. You're devastated. We're all suffering. The only way forward is forgiveness. David looked at me. Really looked at me. And I saw something die in his eyes. Get out of my apartment. David. Get out. All of you. Now. We're trying to help you, I said. You're trying to help Marcus. You want me to forgive him so you don't have to choose between us. Well, you already chose. You called this intervention. You brought everyone here to tell me to move on. You chose him. That's not true, Robert said. We love you both. But you're protecting him. Asking me to sacrifice for him. Asking me to forgive the unforgivable so he doesn't have to live with what he did. That's choosing him. Please, I said. Don't do this. Don't tear this family apart. I'm not tearing anything apart. Marcus did that. You're just asking me to pretend he didn't. I won't do that. So you're going to hold a grudge forever? My sister asked. Be bitter forever? Refuse to forgive? I'm going to protect myself. From people who hurt me. Even if they're family. He walked to the door. Opened it. Leave. All of you. Don't come back. We left. Slowly. Reluctantly. I looked back at David. At my oldest son. Standing in his doorway. Looking at us like we were strangers. I love you, I said. He didn't respond. Just closed the door. That was 4 years ago. The last time I saw my son. 2 weeks later, David quit his job. Sold everything. Moved away. We don't know where. Changed his number? Cut off every connection. Kyle, his best friend, was the only one who knew. We begged him to tell us. To give us David's new number. To tell us where he went. He asked me not to, Kyle said. He wants to move on with his life. Without you. We're his parents. You chose Marcus over him. At that intervention. He told me everything. You asked him to forgive the person who destroyed his engagement. You called him dramatic for being hurt. You chose wrong. We were trying to keep the family together. You were trying to make things easier for Marcus. There's a difference. David's better off without you. He was right. I knew he was right. But I couldn't accept it. For 4 years, I've tried to find David. Hired private investigators. Called his old job. Searched social media. Nothing. He disappeared completely. 6 months ago, the investigator finally found something. A business registration. David Morrison. Owner. Digital marketing agency. Seattle, Washington. I cried when I saw it. My son was alive. Successful. Building a life. Without us. I wanted to call. To show up. To apologize. To fix everything. Robert stopped me. He doesn't want contact. If he did, he would have reached out. We need to respect that. He's our son. And we failed him. We chose Marcus. We told him to move on. We can't fix that by forcing ourselves back into his life. But I couldn't let it go. Couldn't accept that I'd lost my son. That my decision 4 years ago was permanent. Last month, Marcus asked me to call David. Asked me to invite him to the wedding. I want him there, Marcus said. He's my brother. I want him at my wedding. Marcus. David hasn't spoken to us in 4 years. He's not coming to your wedding. But it's been 4 years. Enough time has passed. He should be over it by now. You destroyed his engagement. You're marrying the woman he was supposed to marry. He's not going to be over it. Maybe if you call him. Explain that I want him there. That I miss him. He'll come. I'm not calling him. Why not? Because the last time I asked David to do something for you, I lost him. I'm not doing it again. Marcus got angry. Said I was being dramatic. That I was choosing David over him now. That it wasn't fair. The irony was not lost on me. But he wore me down. Kept asking. Kept pushing. Kept saying he wanted his brother at his wedding. 2 weeks ago, I called. Used a different number. Hoping David wouldn't recognize it. Hoping he'd answer. He did. Hello? His voice. After 4 years. My son's voice. David? It's Mom. Please don't hang up. Silence. Then, how did you get this number? I've been trying to find you for 2 years. I hired someone. Please. We need to talk. We have nothing to talk about. Marcus is getting married. To Emily. The wedding is in 3 months. He wants you there. As his best man. He laughed. Actually laughed. You're joking. He misses you. We all miss you. It's been 4 years. Don't you think it's time to come home? I am home. 3,000 miles from you. Exactly where I want to be. David? Please. Can we just talk? In person? I'll fly out. Wherever you are. No. The family needs you. Marcus needs you. He made a mistake 4 years ago, but he's your brother. Family forgives. Family forgives. That's what you said at the intervention. When you told me I was being dramatic for not wanting to be around the brother who destroyed my engagement. When Dad said I was making this harder than it needed to be. When Marcus said Emily and I weren't even that serious. His voice was hard. Cold. Nothing like the son I raised. We were wrong to handle it that way. We know that now. But you disappeared. Changed your number. Moved away. We had no idea if you were okay. I'm better than okay. I'm successful. I'm happy. I have a life you know nothing about. And I'd like to keep it that way. David? He hung up. I called back. Number was blocked. I sat there. Phone in hand. Realizing I'd just made it worse. Just like 4 years ago. Robert found me crying in the kitchen. You called him. Marcus wanted me to. Wanted me to invite him to the wedding. What did David say? He hung up on me. Blocked my number. Then that's your answer. He doesn't want contact. With any of us. We can't just give up on him. We gave up on him 4 years ago. At that intervention. When we told him to move on. When we chose Marcus. We don't get to decide now that we want him back. He's our son. So is Marcus. And we chose Marcus. We live with that choice. But I couldn't live with it. Couldn't accept that I'd lost David forever. Last week, Robert flew to Seattle. Said he needed to talk to David face to face. That maybe in person, David would understand. He came back yesterday. Defeated. Broken. He wouldn't talk to me, Robert said. I went to his office. He had security remove me. Told me to never contact him again. Or he'd get a restraining order. What about Marcus? What about the wedding? David doesn't care about Marcus. Doesn't care about the wedding. He's built a life without us. A successful life. And he doesn't want us in it. I sat down. Absorbed that. Really absorbed it. My son was gone. Not dead. Not missing. Just gone. Erased us from his life. Because we asked him to move on from the worst betrayal of his life. We failed him, I said quietly. Yes. We did. We chose Marcus. Yes. We did. And now we've lost David forever. Yes. We have. I started crying. Full breakdown. 4 years of guilt. 4 years of denial. 4 years of hoping David would come back. All crashing down at once. What do we do? I asked. Nothing. We respect his choice. We let him live his life. We accept that we failed him and we don't get to fix it. But he's our son. And we lost him. That's the consequence of choosing wrong. The wedding is in 2 weeks. Marcus and Emily's wedding. The wedding that should have been David's. I can't stop thinking about it. About David. About the intervention. About the moment I told him to move on. The moment I chose Marcus over him. I've replayed that intervention 1,000 times. Trying to understand why I did it. Why I thought asking David to forgive Marcus was reasonable. Why I thought family loyalty meant sacrificing yourself for the person who hurt you. I don't have good answers. Just excuses. Marcus needed protection. Marcus was falling apart. Marcus was the one who couldn't handle the consequences. David was strong. David would be fine. David didn't need us the way Marcus did. That's what I told myself. That's how I justified it. I was wrong. About all of it. David wasn't fine. David needed us. David needed his mother to choose him. To defend him. To tell Marcus that what he did was unforgivable. I didn't do that. I chose comfort over truth. I chose keeping the family together over protecting the child who'd been hurt. And I lost him. Yesterday, I got a letter. From Kyle. David's friend. Addressed to me and Robert. Inside was a note. Short. Direct. Mrs. Morrison. I'm writing this because someone needs to tell you the truth. David is happy. Successful. Building a life in Seattle. He owns a business. Has a girlfriend. Has friends. Has everything he needs. Without you. You're not invited to this life. Not because David is bitter. Because you failed him when he needed you most. Because you asked him to sacrifice for Marcus instead of asking Marcus to face consequences. Marcus destroyed David's engagement. You asked David to forgive that. To move on. So everyone could be comfortable. You chose Marcus's comfort over David's pain. David hasn't forgiven you. He won't forgive you. Because forgiveness requires acknowledgement of wrongdoing. You've never acknowledged what you did was wrong. You've only said you handled it badly. Handling it badly would be poor word choice. Poor timing. What you did was choose one son over the other. Tell the victim to move on so the perpetrator could be comfortable. That's not bad handling. That's bad parenting. David doesn't want you at his wedding when he gets engaged. Doesn't want you to meet his girlfriend. Doesn't want you at holidays. Doesn't want you in his life. Not because he's punishing you. Because you're not safe. You've proven you'll choose Marcus. Always. David can't trust that you won't do it again. So he's choosing himself instead. Stop looking for him. Stop trying to contact him. Stop hoping he'll come back. He won't. He's moved on. Just like you asked him to. Kyle. I read that letter 5 times. Cried through all 5 readings. Kyle was right. About everything. I did choose Marcus. I did prioritize comfort over truth. I did fail David when he needed me most. And now I'm living with that choice. A choice I'd give anything to undo. Robert read the letter too. Sat silent for a long time. He's right, Robert said finally. We chose wrong. We can't fix it. We just have to live with it. I can't live with it. I can't accept that I'll never see David again. Never meet his girlfriend. Never be part of his life. You don't have a choice. David made his choice. Because of our choice. I wanted to argue. Wanted to say we deserved a second chance. Wanted to say 4 years was long enough to be punished. But Kyle's letter was clear. This wasn't punishment. This was protection. David protecting himself from parents who'd proven they couldn't be trusted to choose him. This week, I've been preparing for the wedding. Helping Emily with last-minute details. Watching Marcus get excited. Pretending everything is fine. It's not fine. Nothing is fine. I'm watching one son marry the woman my other son was supposed to marry. Watching Marcus get the life David should have had. Knowing David is 3,000 miles away. Building a better life without any of us. And knowing it's my fault. Yesterday, Emily came over to discuss seating charts. She's been planning this wedding for a year. Using the same venue David had booked. Using the same colors. Using the same photographer. Everything David planned. Just with Marcus as the groom. I sent a final invitation to David, Emily said casually. Through Kyle. Just in case he changed his mind. He won't change his mind. It's been 4 years. Maybe he's ready to move on. Move on. Those words again. The words I used at the intervention. The words that destroyed my relationship with my son. David has moved on, I said. He's moved on from all of us. That's what we asked him to do. I didn't ask him to move on from his family. I asked him to move on from me. To forgive Marcus. Same thing. We asked him to forgive the unforgivable so we could all be comfortable. Are you saying Marcus and I shouldn't be together? I looked at her. This woman who was supposed to marry David. Who slept with Marcus for 6 months. Who's now planning the wedding David should have had. I'm saying you and Marcus destroyed David's ability to trust his family. And we finished the job by taking your side. We didn't mean to hurt him. Intention doesn't matter. Impact matters. You hurt him. Marcus hurt him. We hurt him. He's gone because of that. Emily was quiet. Then, do you regret it? Asking David to forgive Marcus? Every single day. Every moment. I regret it more than anything I've ever done. Then maybe you should tell him that. He won't take my calls. Won't read my letters. Won't see me. I lost the chance to tell him 4 years ago. Maybe at the wedding. If he comes. You could tell him then. He's not coming to the wedding. He's not coming back. We need to accept that. But I couldn't accept it. Couldn't let go. That night, I wrote David a letter. Knowing he'd never read it. Knowing Kyle would probably throw it away. Writing it anyway because I needed to say the words. David. I know you won't read this. I know you've blocked us from your life. I know we don't deserve your forgiveness. But I need to say this anyway. I was wrong. At the intervention. When I asked you to move on. When I told you to forgive Marcus. When I chose his comfort over your pain. I was wrong. I was wrong to think you'd be fine because you're strong. Wrong to think Marcus needed protection more than you needed defense. Wrong to think family loyalty meant sacrificing yourself for the person who hurt you. I failed you. As a mother. As a parent. As someone who was supposed to protect you. I failed. Marcus destroyed your engagement. I asked you to forgive that. So we could all be comfortable. So I wouldn't have to choose between my sons. So I wouldn't have to admit that Marcus did something unforgivable. You were right to leave. Right to cut us off. Right to build a life without us. We didn't deserve to be in your life. We proved that at the intervention. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect you to come back. I don't expect anything. I just need you to know that I understand now. What I did. What it cost you. What I destroyed. I'm watching Marcus marry Emily in 2 weeks. Watching him have the wedding you should have had. The life you should have had. And I know it's my fault you're not here. Because I chose wrong. I chose Marcus. And I lost you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'd give anything to go back. To choose differently. To defend you instead of asking you to sacrifice for him. But I can't go back. I can only tell you now. That I was wrong. That you were right. That I failed you. I love you. I've always loved you. But I understand now that love isn't enough. Not when you choose wrong. Not when you fail to protect the child who needs it most. You deserved better. You deserved a mother who chose you. Who defended you. Who told Marcus that what he did was unforgivable. I'm sorry I wasn't that mother. Mom. I mailed the letter to Kyle. Asked him to give it to David. Knowing he probably wouldn't. Knowing it probably wouldn't matter even if he did. But I needed to say it. Needed to acknowledge what I'd done. Even if David never heard it. The wedding is tomorrow. I'm supposed to be happy. Excited. Celebrating Marcus and Emily. Instead, I'm thinking about David. About the son I lost. About the choice I made. About the intervention where I asked him to move on. I'm wearing the mother of the groom dress I bought last year. The same dress I would have worn to David's wedding. Everything is the same. Just the wrong son getting married. Robert hasn't said much all week. He's carrying the same guilt. The same regret. The same knowledge that we failed David. Do you think he's happy? I asked last night. In Seattle? With his girlfriend? With his life? Kyle said he is. Good. That's good. He deserves to be happy. Even without us. Especially without us. We were bad for him. We proved that. We sat in silence. 2 parents mourning the son we lost. The son we drove away. The son we failed. The wedding is beautiful. Emily looks radiant. Marcus looks happy. Everyone is celebrating. I'm watching it all from a distance. Thinking about David. About the empty chair where he should be sitting. About the brother who should be here but isn't. During the reception, Marcus gives a speech. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks his parents for their support. Thanks Emily for choosing him. Doesn't mention David. Doesn't acknowledge the engagement he destroyed. Doesn't say anything about the brother who's not here. It's like David never existed. Like he was erased from family history. Like Marcus didn't destroy his life to have this one. I can't take it. I leave the reception early. Go home. Sit in David's old bedroom. The room he hasn't seen in 4 years. Robert finds me there. We should go back to the reception. I can't. I can't watch Marcus celebrate the life he stole from David. He didn't steal it. Emily chose him. After sleeping with him for 6 months while engaged to David. That's not choosing. That's betrayal. And we asked David to forgive that betrayal. We did worse than that. We asked him to move on. To act like it didn't matter. To sacrifice himself so Marcus could be happy. Robert sits next to me. We can't change it. I know. But I can't accept it either. Can't accept that I lost David. That he's out there somewhere. Happy without us. Because we failed him. Maybe that's what we deserve. To live with the knowledge of what we did. To know David is better off without us. That's not a comfort. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be what it is. A consequence. For choosing wrong. We sit there. In David's room. Surrounded by remnants of the son we lost. Trophies from high school. Photos from college. Evidence of the child we failed. A child who's now a man. Building a business. Building a life. Building something better than anything we gave him. Without us. That's my reality now. That's what I live with. The knowledge that my son is out there. Successful. Happy. Complete. And I'm not part of it. Because I told him to move on. Because I chose Marcus. Because I failed him when he needed me most. People ask me sometimes about David. Where he is. What he's doing. Why he doesn't come to family events. I tell them we don't talk. That he moved away. That he's building his own life. I don't tell them why. Don't tell them about the intervention. About choosing Marcus. About asking David to forgive the unforgivable. Don't tell them I'm the reason David is gone. Because saying it out loud makes it real. Makes it permanent. Makes it impossible to pretend I didn't destroy my relationship with my oldest son. But it is real. It is permanent. I did destroy it. And I can't fix it. Can't undo it. Can't make David come back. I can only live with it. Live with the knowledge that I chose wrong. That I failed David. That I lost him trying to protect Marcus. That's my story. That's my confession. That's what I live with every single day. I'm a mother who loves both her sons. But I failed one of them completely. And now he's gone. Building a better life without me. Because I couldn't protect him when he needed it most. I asked David to move on 4 years ago. He did. He moved on from all of us. And now I'm the one who can't move on. Can't let go. Can't accept what I destroyed. I'm terrified I lost him forever. But I didn't lose him. I drove him away. There's a difference. Losing implies accident. Circumstance. Bad luck. I made a choice. A deliberate choice. I chose one son over the other. I asked the victim to forgive the perpetrator. I prioritized comfort over truth. And David responded by choosing himself. By protecting himself. By building a life where he wouldn't be asked to sacrifice for the person who hurt him. He was right to do that. He was right to leave. He was right to cut us off. And I was wrong. About everything. That's what I live with now. That's my forever. The knowledge that I failed my son. That he's better off without me. That I destroyed something that can never be rebuilt. Marcus and Emily are on their honeymoon. Living the life David should have had. The life I helped them have by asking David to move on. David is in Seattle. Living a better life than any of us. A life he built without us. Without the family that failed him. And I'm here. In Ohio. In the house where both my sons grew up. Where one son still lives. Where one son will never return. Living with consequences. Living with regret. Living with the knowledge that I chose wrong. And that 4 years ago, when I told David to move on, I was really telling him that he didn't matter as much as Marcus. That his pain was less important than Marcus's comfort. That he should sacrifice himself so we could all be comfortable. He heard that message clearly. And he responded by choosing himself. I don't blame him. I'd do the same thing. If my mother asked me to forgive the unforgivable. If my family took the side of the person who destroyed me. If I realized I was the less important child. I'd leave too. I'd build something better. I'd never look back. David was stronger than me. Is stronger than me. He left. He built something better. He never looked back. And I'm here. Looking back. Wishing I could undo it. Knowing I can't. That's my story. That's my warning. That's what happens when you choose wrong. You lose. Permanently. Completely. Forever. I lost David 4 years ago. And I'm never getting him back. Because some things, once broken, can't be fixed. Some choices, once made, can't be undone. Some children, once lost, won't come back. David was right to leave. Right to build a life without us. Right to protect himself from the family that couldn't protect him. And I was wrong. About everything. That's what I live with. Every day. For the rest of my life. The knowledge that I had 2 sons. I chose one. And I lost the other forever. The end.